out of the way, props that you need, a bolster, and ideally 2 blocks. I think my 3-year-old has run off with my second one. I'm going to start sitting on the bolster with it between my legs for pelvic floor awareness and some breath work. So it's really nice to have a bolster or a rolled up towel if you don't have one. Even sort of 2 rolled up towels with some gaffer tape over the top can be a really nice way to have a similar prop. And this way we can have the pelvic floor resting on something, and so we've got some awareness when we go into our pelvic floor exercises, something to sort of lift up and away from. So get yourself comfortable. You might even sort of come into some pelvic circles, just getting any sort of stiffness out of the lower back, and finding all 4 points of the pelvis. So as you roll around, you'll come from left to right sitting bone, as you come forwards onto the pubic bone, back onto your sitting bone, and then perhaps onto the coccyx as you move around to the back. So just feeling all 4 points of the pelvis. And this is a sort of area through which the pelvic floor runs. And we will be focusing a lot of our practice today, and a lot of your yoga practice should really involve pelvic floor awareness, strengthening, and also relaxation. So we'll be going over that as well. We'll come back into a neutral position, and then you just want to bring your hands to your hip points, so the bony points at the front, and then come around to the back and feel the bony ridges at the back. And so you've got a sense of a line between those. You'll just start to tip the pelvis forwards and then tip the pelvis back. So moving onto the pubic bone and then moving onto the coccyx. So just finding through a couple of rotations of the pelvis forward and back. And then we want to find ourselves somewhere in the middle. It's a fairly upright position. We want to stack the vertebra, shoulders and neck are relaxed. Start to close down your eyes, and we'll take a couple of breaths, just coming into awareness of what the breath is doing. I like to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth the first few times. And then bringing the breath in and out through the nose to get that slight constriction at the base of your throat, that ujjayi breath. So it's as if you were fogging up a mirror, but you keep your mouth and lips closed on the exhale. Bring in that deep breath awareness and connection into your body and into your bum. Take one more round of ujjayi. And then just come into a relaxed breath. Now we're going to come into some pelvic floor awareness. And so the pelvic floor really belies that area between the sitting bones and between the pubic bone and the coccyx bone at the back and the front. And so as you breathe in, I want you to really just let the tone in that area of your body go. So relax, soften, let the pelvic floor drop onto your bolster or towel beneath you. And then as you exhale, you'll slowly pick the pelvic floor up. So from the back at the coccyx to the pubic at the front, and then a lift inwards and upwards to the spine. And then as you breathe in, you'll soften and let the pelvic floor go. As you breathe out, squeezing from the back to the front, and then an additional lift, trying to let your butt stay soft, and then inhale to release. So it's as if the petals of a lotus flower are closing as you exhale and lift back to front side of the pelvic floor, and an additional lift up into the center, and then an inhale breath to release. Got one more round like that. Exhale from the back to the front, and then an additional lift, and then an inhale breath to release. A couple of rounds of breath just to soften that area of the body. And then we'll just come into some pelvic floor a relaxation or softening awareness. It's just as common for us to have an overactive pelvic floor as it is for it to be weak. And we want to have awareness of how both to strengthen it but also to soften it, particularly in preparation for birth. And so we'll just start the same. Take an inhale breath to soften, and an exhale breath to draw from the back to the front and up. And then an inhale breath to release. So as if that hammock, that sling of muscles, that flower is completely unfolding. And your exhale breath, you will soften again. Good, breathe in is soft. And breathe out, see if you can soften even more.